Hello, welcome to Coach Michael 101, where we listen to music, check out movies, other miscellaneous mayhem, hopefully have some fun along the way. If you like what you see today, hit the like button, leave a comment, definitely subscribe, and please turn on that post notification so you don't miss a single video. Today we're going to check out Kyle Carpenter, at the time the youngest living Marine to ever win the Congressional Medal of Honor. Story is amazing, and I think you're going to really enjoy it. Let it roll.
Our first guest is the only the second living Marine since Vietnam to receive the Medal of Honor, our nation's highest award for valor. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Corporal Kyle Carpenter.
Young guy. Nice to see him get a standing ovation.
You look great.
Thank you.
Yeah.
No, I'm doing great. In the gym every day. I'm a student at University of South Carolina.
What are you studying?
Going into my sophomore year, and I think I'm going to declare psychology with everything I've been through. And I took a class this past year, which was my freshman year. I really enjoyed it. It really interests me. So.
Good. And were you in class, in school, there when you received the call? Who calls you to announce that you are the new recipient?
Well, about a week ahead of time, I got the exact day and time that the president would call me. So
Wow.
I got out of class. I drove home about 30 minutes. My parents checked my brothers out of school. And we were all there in the living room to share that important, special moment in my life. And we hung up, and I went back to class.
Good Marine.
Drove back to class.
Yeah.
No excuses.
I'm sorry I'm late, Professor. I just got a call from the president.
I'm not saying it was easy to focus. But,
Yes. Now, because I don't know how this works, tell me, did you know ahead of time, other than the call, arranging the call, that this was a likelihood for you?
Well, there definitely has to be some cause for preparation purposes, and they did. They started coming a few months before. Started out not so official, just checking on me, seeing how things were going, where I was at in life, and then they kind of progressed to that point.
More official.
Yeah. And since you've received the award, what has been the reaction from your friends in college, your family, and their friends, and so forth?
I mean, not just since I received the award, since the moment I was injured. The love and support, appreciation, and just the positive backing that I've had, I just can't say enough about. And really that just carried over since getting the award, but my community and my school and the students, and just
It's good
really
to hear.
since
It's
being
really
injured,
awesome
the
to
letters
hear.
that poured in from all over the nation, it's been really incredible.
It goes on, it's say he was lucky, but immediately after he was injured, just a series of events happened that helped him survive. A pararescue unit, PJs, had flying by minutes after he was injured, so he was immediately given care. On his flight from the Middle East to Europe, his flight just happened to have a brain surgeon, a military brain surgeon, on the plane to look after him. So, amazing chain of events that this guy even survived.
Had
So humble too.
spent,
So
4
humble.
months at the patrol base that entire time at the same spot, and we had got a mission to push south where there was no Marines, and it was a strong, an enemy stronghold. We got a mission to push down. We knew it was going to be a bad fight. We knew we were probably going to take casualties, but it was necessary to push that Marine presence out further. Furthermore, helping the local populations and trying to rid the.
Did you hear that? They knew they would take casualties.
Territory of the enemy.
Now, when you get that order, what does that do to you inside? Are you ready to go? Or are you thinking, oh, damn, we got to go do this? Or is it all training? Is it adrenaline? What happens when you realize, okay, we're moving, we have an objective, and we're going to go after it?
Well, you know, it's what we were over there for. It's what we signed up for. You're right, it had become part of daily life. Our squad drew the short straw. So, you know, we headed down there, and, you know, shortly after moving in, the first grenade attack came.
Yeah. Tell us where you were when you were injured and the circumstances about that.
Myself, a fellow Marine, best friend, we were on top of a roof, and we were we were on post, which is, I guess in civilian terms, like a lookout position to protect the Marines inside the mud compound, because really there's no roofs over there. So we were on top of the little tiny roof that they used to sleep in, and the grenade attack came. I don't remember any of the moments leading up to it.
Help me out here. In the movies, we see grenades being thrown. Were these being thrown, or were they being launched?
They were being thrown right into the compound.
Enemy is
enemy
right
fighters
next to
So,
it.
so the enemy is fairly close.
Very much.
Yeah. And how many Marines are then you looking out for the welfare?
I would say we only went down there with about 12.
12. Okay. Go ahead.
And so the only thing I remember for that entire day is the sound of small arms fire, AK-47, their primary choice of weapon, that morning, which is kind of like our alarm clock on a regular basis. And then the only thing I remember after that is physically how my body felt after I was hit by the grenade.
You're hit when you're up on the roof. You're in that position with two other Marines?
Just one.
Just one other Marine. Okay, so you know something has happened to your body, and your perception is obviously very strange at that moment.
It was. I was confused because the last thing I remembered, I was on top of a roof, and I didn't know if I had been patrolling and stepped on IED, and that's just the last thing I could remember. When I got hit, my vision was almost like if a TV didn't have cable and it was just white and gray static. My ears were ringing very loud. I couldn't hear anything because my ruptured eardrums. The next thing I felt was warm water. Felt like warm water was being poured all over me from the blood loss.
Damn.
You're 22 years old when this happens.
21.
Just
Yes,
a baby.
And the reason you suffered these massive injuries is because, what did you do? You put yourself between your buddy and the grenade? You fell on the grenade? What was the actual action on your part?
From eyewitness accounts and forensic evidence and a post-blast analysis, I shielded and covered the grenade for my fellow Marine.
We're going to take that back. Listen, after he says that, he jumped on the grenade. He sacrificed himself by jumping on the grenade to save his fellow Marine. Listen for that pause before the audience response. That pause where they're processing what this young Marine did. Listen for the pause.
The next thing I felt was warm water. Felt like warm water was being poured all over me from the blood loss.
You're 22 years old when this happens.
21.
21 years
Yes,
old.
sir.
And the reason you suffered these massive injuries is because, what did you do? You put yourself between your buddy and the grenade? You fell on the grenade? What was the actual action on your part?
From eyewitness accounts and forensic evidence and a post-blast analysis, I shielded and covered the grenade for my fellow Marine.
Man dove on a grenade knowing he would die.
This is fascinating because this is nearly a textbook case of combat. Is this because of Kyle Carpenter, or is this because of Kyle Carpenter, the Marine?
Well, from the second we step on the yellow footprints at boot camp, it's instilled to us that There's a bigger purpose, that the uniform we wear has a rich history and legacy of Marines that have been heroic before us to take care of our junior Marines, and that when we get in those bad parts of the world that nobody wants to go to, the Marines to our right and left is all we have. So I would like to say it was me. I would like to think it was a little bit me, but absolutely the Marine Corps and our history and just everything we stand for makes us want to be courageous and do those things.
Well, God bless you.
Listen to what he said there. The esprit de corps, the mentality that he was explaining there of wanting to do your best because of as a code of honor. Something a lot of people are missing these days. That young man has it.
I'm going to now, if it's all right with you, I'm going to run down the list of injuries you incurred. Is that okay?
Yes,
You're
sir.
comfortable with that?
Yes, sir. I mean, I'm not hiding it from anybody.
yeah.
So,
Okay. Countless shattered bones throughout the body. Countless, more than a dozen, something like that?
30 in this arm.
30 in one arm.
30 fractures
I'm
in
an
one arm.
overachiever.
Achiever, yep. Even made Dave smile.
Shrapnel in both legs. Shrapnel in both legs. Carotid artery in neck punctured. Punctured, ladies and gentlemen. Both eardrums ruptured. Lost most of his teeth. Arm broken in more than 30 places. Collapsed right lung. Lost most of your jaw. Is that true?
Yes, sir.
Lost most of your jaw.
Well, the almost 3 years I spent in the hospital, much of that time and most of my around 40 surgeries was facial. Pretty much everything from the eyes down is plates and reconstructive surgeries and fun stuff like that.
You look wonderful.
Thank you. Thank you. And that's, I would like to take this opportunity to absolutely credit Walter Reed and the military medicine and the staff there who just do a phenomenal job.
Lost the vision in his right eye. There was brain surgery to remove shrapnel, and he had a fractured skull. And now, like this other stuff is not enough, you flatlined 3 times. In fact, at the scene, they thought you were dead, didn't they?
Yes,
I
sir.
can imagine.
Well, when I arrived at Camp Bastion, which was the first combat trauma hospital out of 4 that I went through, I was labeled PEA, which I guess is politically correct way. It stands for patient expired on arrival, but I was not alive.
What was your first moment of cognition after this trauma? How long after the trauma, and what was it?
About 5 weeks later, I woke up, and the first thing I saw was my mom had decorated my room to fit the Christmas holiday, and I saw a stocking for every single one of my family members hung on my hospital wall in front of my bed.
Well,
Dave,
I don't know what to say. I wish you nothing but the best in life.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for your sacrifice. And as a parent, I hope to God my son does not ever have to go through what you have gone through, but in some way, I hope he is able to manifest the same courage.
Thank you so much.
It's a great honor to meet you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Corporal Kyle Carpenter, ladies and gentlemen.
wow, just wow. You know, just that pause as the audience absorbed the information, and the fact that at the end, you know, David Letterman is speechless. That tells you what a big, amazing story that is, what an amazing young man that is, to do that. To, at the age of 21, knowingly dive onto a grenade, knowing he's going to die, knowing that sacrifice. All the problems that people have. Think about at 21 what your biggest problem was. What was your biggest problem? The decision to dive on a grenade and save your friend, or not dive on a grenade and you both die. Yeah. Semper Fi, Kyle Carpenter. Semper Fi. If you liked what you saw today, hit the like button, leave a comment, subscribe, turn on the notifications so you don't miss a single video. This is Coach Michael 101, where we listen to music, watch movies, check out miscellaneous mayhem, like the sacrifices that our military makes, and hopefully, fun while we're doing it. Or at least in this case, appreciating while we're doing it. I'll see you next video.